Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned declutter. I have several items that I will be inserting photos of the decluttered items. We had a family gathering and I wanted to go ahead and give them the opportunity to take whatever they wanted. I didn't want to wait because some of my family doesn't live near me. So I took photographs of those items and they are already out of my possession. And then I do have a handful of items that are still in my possession that I will flip the camera around for. And we will go through those like, I don't know, old-fashioned declutter style or normal declutter, classic declutter style. I don't know. But yeah, I have some skincare, body care, blush, lipstick, all the things pretty much. Something pretty much from every category except for eyeshadow because I am going to be doing a whole video dedicated to eyeshadow. That being said, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, baby. Hit it, hit it, hit it. We want to see it. We want you to come join us, come hang out. It's a pretty good time, I feel like. And if you like this video at any time while you're watching, hit the thumbs up button, baby. That just like the easiest thing you can do to help support / boost my channel. I appreciate you guys though, and any amount of watch time that you contribute because I know everybody's busy. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit rambly. Let's go ahead and declutter some stuff. Okay, so per usual, the stuff that I took a photograph of, I will go ahead and pop it over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I have it written down on my handy dandy to-do list thing because I film on my iPhone so I can't look at it while I'm talking. So here we are. But the first thing that I had decluttered is my KKW Lippy. This was in the shade 90s Moment, and this was her matte formulation. And bro, matte is like a nice way to put it. These are so drying that they would like peel up my lips. And they're just honestly uncomfortable. I had two. I kept the one that was my favorite shade, but ultimately at the end of the day, like I wasn't wanting to wear them because they were so uncomfortable. So I just let it go. I know that KKW is like not a brand anymore. I don't know what's going on over there. Don't care. Screw Kim. But anyways, so yeah, I decluttered that. I also decluttered a red lippy from Kylie. This was my oldest red lippy. I do have another one from KKW Beauty. I honestly just try to keep one red lippy in my collection and that is it because sometimes I do feel like doing a red lip, but that time only comes a handful of times throughout the year. So I don't need more than one. To be honest, like I even thought about decluttering the other one that I have, but as soon as I do, then I'll be like craving a red lip. So I plan to keep one red lip in my collection, but I didn't feel like I needed two. I really did enjoy the formulation of this product though. I will say that about Kylie's lip formulas. The ones that I have tried are really good. They're creamy, but they're not messy. They weren't drying. I really did enjoy it. I just wanted to, you know, filter one out. The next product is from Living Proof, and this is their Restore shampoo and conditioner. I'm pretty sure I mentioned these in my lifestyle video. If you guys don't know, I've started like a lifestyle playlist of where I talk about non-makeup related stuff that I'm enjoying and I'm not enjoying. And I was not enjoying these. They honestly just dried out my hair and I felt like they damaged it after the first use. So I discontinued use after one use and I was able to pass it along for someone else to try, but they just didn't work for me. And if it felt that bad after the first use, I didn't want to continue using it. The other two products that were also in my lifestyle video are from Fresh. They're the body cleanser and the body like lotion, the new milk line they just came out with. I was so pumped to receive these. I got them in PR through Octoly and I was really excited, but they just like were not what I expected at all. The scent was really light. It was nice, but not what I expected. The cleanser just didn't bubble up the way that I enjoy personally. And the lotion didn't it didn't sink into my skin the way my other lotions do. And that just might be me being picky. But like I have, I'm fortunate enough to have stuff that like I can be picky, and if I don't love it, why keep it when I can pass it on to someone else? My grandma and my grandma and my brother, they got one of these. I gave them to them and they love it. So I'm glad that they love it and they're getting use out of it, because for me, it would have been like a, oh, I need to use this product kind of moment. And so I was really grateful that I could pass it on to someone else who actually really enjoys it. So yeah, I let those go. I also decluttered the Milani blush in the shade, it was like Rose d'Oro or Rose D something. Nothing against this blush. I really love them. They're a cult classic. I did enjoy it. However, I don't use powdered blush. I was hanging on to this powdered blush and a few others because I was like, man, maybe I'll come back to powders. Maybe I will, but like, I don't think that I will. I just love cream blush. It just hits different. I favorite it now. And like, honestly, the only time I was using this blush was when I was like forcing myself to use it to get some use out of it. And I was able to give it away. So it's actually gonna get used now. So I let it go. The same with my Cover FX blushes. I have the shade Pink Delilah, and it's the honey one, the warm honey. I was able to declutter those as well. They weren't hitting it for me. I know I talked about them in another video where like I had a little trouble with them, and I think it's because I don't really use powder anymore. And with any kind of makeup, like if you haven't used it in a while, sometimes it takes a minute to get back in the groove of things and how to use them. But honestly, I was like, I don't want to use powder enough to get back into the groove. So I gave them to a friend, and hopefully they'll actually get some use now, because they were just sitting in my collection, you guys. And that's the thing, like I'm trying to be more mindful of, like, if I don't love it, if it's just gonna sit around, then like I'm getting rid of it. I'm just getting rid of it. I'm not holding on to it anymore. I also got rid of several face masks because I'm a lazy bitch. Face mask, I don't. It takes everything I have to do like a lactic acid treatment and wash that off like 1 or 2 times a week. Like I hate doing it. So I got rid of the Pixie, the Pixie mud mask. I used it one time. I enjoyed it, but I don't use mask. The Origins Out of Trouble mask, I'd use that one time as well. I enjoyed it, but I don't use masks. And then the Origins Clear Improvement mask, I think I'd use that 2 or 3 times. And like all this stuff is skincare, so it has expiration dates. My brother really loves Origins, so I was like, just take them, use them. Like, yeah, I just really wanted to get them out of my collection because I don't use them. And that's the thing, like a lot of these, well, obviously there's some products that I didn't like, but some of these, like, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just, I don't use them, or they're not my preference anymore. So I'm really working on getting them into better hands that will use them. The next product is the Dermalogica Micro Exfoliant. I wasn't a huge fan of this. I don't think that it's horrible. I think that for the price, I would never repurchase it because it didn't wow me. It was just kind of there, and I have the exfoliant from Wishful, which is like a part of Huda Beauty's like skincare brand, and I love that exfoliant, and that is the one that I prefer, to the point where like I'd only used the micro exfoliant from Dermalogica like 2 or 3 times. And I was having to be like mindful of, okay, it's open, I need to use it, but like I don't want to. So I just gave it away. I don't think that it's all that in a bag of potato chips. I think that you should get the Wishful one because it's better, and 2, it's way more affordable. The other product I decluttered was the ColourPop blush in the shade Matchmaker. I did decide to go ahead and declutter this. I don't use powdered blush. I talked about that in the other part of this declutter video. I think it was part 1. And so I was gonna use it as like a bronzer contour type moment, and like it could work, but like it wasn't my preferred tone. And at the end of the day, I was like, am I gonna make myself use products that like I could make work when I have a whole bunch of products that do work and I do love? Am I gonna let them go bad while I use this other one? Like, that's essentially what it came down to for me. So I decided to just go ahead and let that one go. A family member did take it, so I was able to do that. I'm just like not really, I'm panning the glitters out of my Tati Beauty palette. I am doing that. So I do have glitters that I am actively like using and whatnot, but I'm just like not that into pressed glitter anymore, mostly because I did get it in my eye and it made me like nervous to use it anymore. The product I would recommend over a glitter is the Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes, because these are just easier to apply, to remove. There's no fallout. They are just so stunning on the lid, and they are what I prefer to use now instead of glitter. So yeah, that being said, I got rid of those glitters. And oh my gosh, why am I yawning so much? I literally slept in today. There will be a video coming up though where I am going through all my eyeshadows and swatching them and decluttering, because I do have a handful that I'm ready to get rid of. But now, well, I guess I don't have to necessarily flip you guys around because I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at. The next product I want to declutter is the Glowish. This is the Multi-Dew Skin Tint, and this is the shade 2, which is Fair Light. This shade just isn't it for me. It might look okay now that I have a tan, but most of the time I don't have a tan, and it was like way too dark for me. It also wasn't my preference in terms of, it is very illuminating, like pearlescent glowing, which is fine, but I felt like it would break up. It wasn't very long lasting. I had a few people in the comments on IG state that they mix this in with their foundation and it gives them like a really beautiful sheen, and they really love to use it that way. And I thought about keeping it to use it that way, but at the end of the day, I know someone else would just enjoy it. And like, I literally, if it takes everything I have to use like my mixing pigment from LA Girl, if I'm trying to get like a good match for me, because like in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, I don't always have the time to sit and like mix stuff to put it on my face. Like, I'm just trying to put on what I know what works and go. And this by itself like doesn't work, so I'd have to mix it. And I could probably try it as like a primer situation, but then my hands would be all messy and I don't like that. Like, I know I'm just being a picky ass bitch, but like, I feel like I won't use it because I don't love it, and I feel like someone else would love it. So that's like kind of where I'm at with it, because like it is pretty. And now I'm like kind of regretting it, because I'm like, man, I have a tan now. It could probably work for me really good. But also, like, I won't have this tan probably for very long, and I'll be back to my pasty ass self, and then it won't work for me again, and I'll be like, meh. So yeah, I am gonna get rid of it. I just think it's so, I don't know, the packaging is so pretty, it just looks pretty, but it's just not it for me. The shade range is also whack. This is the shade like Fair Light. And it was like way too deep for me without like my normal skin tone. It was way too deep. So I just, yeah, I need to get it out of my sight before I decide to keep it or something. Like, I need to get it out of here. The next product that I'm going to actually just be throwing away is the Isle of Paradise Medium Self Tanning Water. I did like this. It actually did a really nice job. It gave me a really good tan. It was a little bit drying, but this did a nice job in my opinion. I'm decluttering it because it's expired. I think the 12 months is the shelf life, and I did use a good bit of it. I wish I would have noticed sooner that it was getting weird, because I felt like it was getting kind of weird, which I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, it was getting weird, and I used it a couple times and it wasn't tanning my face at all. So I was like, yeah, it's definitely expired. But I really liked this, and I would use it like on my face. This did a really good job of giving me a nice golden bronzy look, and I didn't have any issues with it when it would fade or anything like that. Loved this one. The next item is from Tower 28. It's a SOS Intensive Rescue Serum. I got this in PR via Octoly, and no. Big no. One, it was like half spilled out in the bag, so there's like this much left, which is like, you know, the component is small. It smells like straight up chlorine, which is weird. Like my SOS spray doesn't, but this smelled like straight chlorine. And the way this sprays out is like a straight, like, I'm not gonna do it, but it's like, whoa, it's like a stream. I have a reel up on IG if you want to see it. It is just not it. The brand was nice, and they sent me a new one because they said it shouldn't be squirting like that and whatnot. But as I was using it, I didn't really feel like it was doing anything for my skin. I actually felt like it was drying my skin out a little bit, which someone pointed out it doesn't claim to be hydrating. Fine, that's great. But why would I want to use a product on my skin that's not hydrating and is drying? Just saying. So yeah, just like wasn't it for me. I do a wish list swap with my friend, and I told her if she liked it, because she got it in PR from Tower 28, that I would just send her mine as well. So it might go there, I don't know. The next products, I actually did get my wish list swap with Becca. They're from Shein, and they're the She Glam blushes in the shade Hush Hush and Float On. This literally breaks my heart. Because one, this packaging is so cute, so chic. The colors of these blushes are so, so beautiful. I have swatches of them up on IG, but they don't last on me. I was only getting like 3 to 4 hours of wear before they would fade. And I was like building these up. And they build up beautifully. They blend out great. Like, they checked all the goddamn boxes except for lasting power. I could not get them to last on me, and I'm not someone that will set my blush with a powder. Like, I just don't. I don't want to. Like, I want it to look like juicy. And I feel like maybe if someone wanted to set these with a powder, they would stay longer. I don't know. But Becca said that they last on her. So it must just be like, not everything works the same for everyone. So something in here just must not like agree with my skin. But man, I love these. They don't last on me. So I'm going to see if somebody else wants them, that kind of situation. The next product is from Rose Inc. I got this in PR via Octoly as well. This is the shade Biscotted, and it is so dark compared to what it is listed online. I've just decided, like, I'm not going to wear this shade, honestly. It's let me roll this down a little bit so I don't bust it. But it's just not like a me shade that I would wear often. I've tried it a handful of times. I think the packaging is nice. It's cute. You can refill these, but it's just not something that I'm gonna reach for. So I'm hoping that like someone else in the community will want it. And if they don't, then I'll see if someone in my family wants it. It looks like a shade that my grandma would wear, honestly. She really likes that color. So I actually just might see if she wants it. But it was so meh to me. It didn't make like it. I feel like I've tried a lot of shit. So I feel like it has to be like, wow, like I love this to hang on to it at this point. And I didn't get that vibe from it at all. It was just like, yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to get rid of that. But that is all for now, declutter wise. And I'm really excited to just be able to delete those photos from my friggin' photo album and to hopefully get the rest of this stuff to a new home. Like I said, there will be an eyeshadow, big eyeshadow video coming to you guys. It'll definitely be over an hour, probably to break it up into 2. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!